Once upon a time, there was an incredibly rich, beautiful, and wise princess. Tired of false suitors approaching her to gain her wealth, she announced that she would marry whoever brought her the most valuable, tender, and sincere gift at the same time. The palace was filled with flowers and gifts of all types and colors, with incomparable love letters and enamored poets. And among all those magnificent gifts, she discovered a stone, a simple and dirty stone. Intrigued, she called for the one who had given it to her. Despite her curiosity, she showed herself to be very offended when the young man appeared, and he explained himself by saying, "That stone represents the most valuable thing I can give you, princess. It is my heart. And it is also sincere because it is not yours yet and is as hard as a stone. Only when it is filled with love will it soften and be more tender than any other." The young man left quietly, leaving the princess surprised and captivated. She became so enamored that she carried the stone with her everywhere, and for months she showered the young man with gifts and attentions, but his heart remained as hard as the stone in her hands. Discouraged, she eventually threw the stone into the fire. At that moment, she saw how it melted into sand, and from that rough stone emerged a beautiful figure of gold. Then she understood that she herself would have to be like the fire, transforming everything she touched by separating the useless from the important. In the following months, the princess set out to change the kingdom, and like with the stone, she dedicated her life, her wisdom, and her riches to separating the useless from the important. She ended luxury, jewels, and excesses, and the people of the land had food and books. Those who interacted with the princess left enchanted by her character and warmth. Her mere presence conveyed such human warmth and passion for everything she did that they began to affectionately call her the Princess of Fire. And like with the stone, her fire melted the hard shell of the young man's heart, which, as he had promised, turned out to be so tender and just that he made the princess happy until the end of her days. Once upon a time in the heart of the Whispering Woods, there lived a little frog named Flip. Flip was known for his big, curious eyes and his ever-jumping antics. He loved to hop around and explore every nook and cranny of the woods. But more than anything, Flip was fascinated by the Lake of Mysteries, a shimmering body of water that lay deep within the woods. Legends spoke of the Lake of Mysteries having magical properties. Some said it could grant wishes, while others believed it was home to enchanting creatures. Despite the tales, no creature from the woods had dared to explore it, as a fear of the unknown kept them away. One sunny morning, Flip decided that he would solve the mysteries of the lake. With a courageous leap, he declared to his forest friends, "Today is the day I visit the Lake of Mysteries." His friends, a wise old turtle named Torto, a cheerful squirrel named Squeaky, and a hummingbird called Whistle, were both worried and curious. Torto, with his gentle wisdom, advised, "Be careful, Flip. Remember, not everything is what it seems." Off Flip went, his heart pounding with excitement and a tiny bit of fear. He hopped along the path that wound deeper and deeper into the woods. Each step, or hop, brought him closer to the shimmering lake. As he neared the lake, the air seemed to buzz with a strange but melodious hum. The lake's surface glistened like a sheet of diamonds under the sun's gentle rays. Flip sat at the water's edge, and with a breath of determination, he said softly, "Here I am." Suddenly, the waters started to ripple and glowed with a pale blue light. From the midst of the lake, a figure emerged, a lovely water sprite named Lila, with eyes that sparkled like stars. "Welcome, brave little frog," she said with a voice as gentle as the water. Once upon a time, in the vast blue ocean, there was a magical whale named Luna. Luna was special, not just because of her shimmering silvery blue skin that glistened under the sun, resembling moonlight reflecting off the water, but because Luna had a remarkable gift. She could sing like no other whale. Luna's songs were said to be the most beautiful melodies anyone had ever heard. Her voice flowed through the waters and danced across the waves, reaching the ears of many sea creatures far and wide. Dolphins would leap in joyous acrobatics, turtles would sway gently in the rhythm, and even the fish would follow her tune, swimming in synchronized harmony. One day, as Luna wandered the ocean, she heard a curious tale from an old wise octopus. "Did you know," said the octopus with a twinkle in his eye, "that the moon has a secret longing? The moon dreams of hearing a whale's song, but alas, it never can, since the moon drifts high above the sea." This tale filled Luna with a sense of wonder and adventure. Oh, how she wished to share her music with the moon. Luna thought about it day and night until finally she came up with a plan. "I will leap as high as I can," she decided, "and sing my biggest, most beautiful song ever." So, Luna swam to where the ocean met the sky and took a deep breath. She felt the sea's embrace as she gathered all her might. With a powerful twist of her tail, Luna launched herself out of the water. Up and up she soared, until for a moment that felt like magic, she was flying in the night air. As Luna hung suspended between the earth and sky, she began her song. The sound flowed more magnificently than ever before. Her melody carried an echo of the ocean and reached out toward the glowing moon. The notes were filled with love, hope, and the spirit of adventure. The moon, bathing in Luna's shimmering song, glowed a little brighter that night. Although no one could see it, the moon smiled, for it finally heard the beautiful song it had always longed for. Luna returned to the ocean with a splash, happy and content, knowing that her song had traveled beyond the waves to touch the stars. From that day on, Luna sang with even greater joy, for she knew that her music wasn't only for the creatures of the sea, but for the moon as well. And every night, when the moon shone the brightest, it was listening to Luna's enchanting song, a secret shared between the sea and the sky. And so, the legend of Luna, the whale who sang to the moon, was passed down through generations of ocean travelers, reminding all who heard it of the power of dreams and the magic of music shared across worlds. Once upon a time, in a grand castle nestled atop the rolling green hills, there lived an old king with 12 beautiful daughters. The princesses were kind, joyful, and full of life, but there was one mystery about them that puzzled everyone in the kingdom. Each morning, their shoes were found to be worn out as if they had been dancing all night long. The king, baffled and worried about this strange occurrence, declared that anyone who could solve the mystery of the worn-out shoes would be granted a wish. Many people came from distant lands to try their luck, including princes, knights, and wise old men, but none succeeded. In a nearby village, there lived a clever young man named Jack. He heard about the king's challenge and decided to try his luck. Jack wasn't rich or powerful, but he had a good heart and a quick wit. With nothing to lose, he set off to the palace to speak with the king. "Your Majesty," Jack said, bowing before the king, "I will find out the secret of the worn-out shoes." The king nodded, intrigued by Jack's confidence, and allowed him to spend the night outside the princess's bedchamber. That night, Jack hid behind a large curtain in the princess's room, quietly waiting and watching. As the clock struck midnight, he noticed the eldest princess stirring. One by one, the princesses rose from their beds, dressed in their finest dancing gowns, and tiptoed through a hidden door beneath their wardrobe. Jack, following silently, found himself in an enchanted garden where the trees glimmered like silver in the moonlight. Alongside a river of stars, a magical boat awaited the princesses. They stepped aboard and were whisked away to a magnificent crystal palace. In the crystal palace, music played endlessly, and there they danced with princes from another world. Jack, hiding in the shadows, watched with awe as the sisters twirled and danced until their shoes were completely worn out. Just before dawn, the princesses returned through the secret passage, slipping quietly back into their beds as if nothing had happened. The next morning, Jack approached the king with a smile. "Your Majesty, there is a hidden door beneath the princess's wardrobe that leads to a magical realm where your daughters dance all night in a crystal palace," he revealed. The king was astounded and grateful. He asked what Jack wished for as promised. Jack, being humble and wise, asked for nothing but the opportunity to visit the enchanted realm whenever he wished. The king granted this, and Jack became a lifelong friend to the princesses. And so, the mystery of the 12 dancing princesses was solved, and the kingdom was filled with joy and wonder for many years to come. The tale of Jack's bravery and kindness spread far and wide. The story reminded everyone that true magic lies in courage and a curious heart. And that's how Jack, the clever young man from the village, became a hero without ever wielding a sword.
The end.
Once upon a time, in a land full of magic and wonder, there was a tiny village nestled between lush, green hills and sparkling blue streams. The villagers lived simple, happy lives, surrounded by the enchanting beauty of nature. However, there was one secret in this village that everyone knew but never spoke of. It was the wish well deep in the heart of the Whispering Woods. The wish well was no ordinary well. It was said to be home to a magical fairy named Tilly. Tilly was a kind and gentle fairy, with wings that shimmered like iridescent rainbows and a laugh that sounded like tinkling bells. Her presence was felt by everyone who ventured into the woods, as she looked after them, ensuring they never lost their way or came to harm. She had lived there for hundreds of years, taking care of the wish well and granting wishes to those who came with pure hearts. One sunny morning, a young boy named Leo decided to visit the well. Leo was an adventurous and curious child, always eager to explore the magical secrets of the Whispering Woods. He had heard stories from the elders about Tilly and the wonders of the wish well. Today, he had decided to discover it for himself. Leo's heart was filled with excitement as he stepped into the woods. The trees whispered secrets of old, and the birds sang cheerful melodies. It wasn't long before he found himself standing before the ancient stone well. It was covered in moss and intertwined roots, showing its age and the magic it held. As Leo peered into the well, he called out softly, "Is anyone there? I wish to make a wish." At first, there was only silence. Soon a soft, golden light began to glow from the depths of the well. The light spiraled upwards, and right before his eyes, Tilly appeared hovering in the air, her wings fluttering gently. "Hello, Leo," she said with a warm smile. "I've been expecting you. What is it that your heart wishes for?" Astonished yet exhilarated, Leo replied, "I wish to have the courage of a lion so that I can protect my friends and family from any danger." His eyes sparkled with determination as he spoke. Tilly nodded, understanding the true bravery it took to make such a noble wish. "Your wish comes from a place of love and courage, and that is why I shall grant it," she said gently. With a wave of her hand, a soft sparkle enveloped Leo, filling him with warmth and strength. He felt different, stronger, like he had a lion's heart beating within his chest. "Thank you, Tilly," Leo exclaimed, feeling more confident than ever before. Remembering Tilly's wisdom that true courage comes from within, Leo skipped back home, ready to face any challenge with the newfound bravery in his heart. And so, the little village continued to thrive under the watchful wings of Tilly, the fairy of the wish well. From that day on, every time Leo faced something scary, he felt the courage of the lion inside him. Knowing that true bravery was always just a wish away at the magical well in the Whispering Woods. And thus, Tilly's legacy lived on, whispering in the gentle rustle of the trees and the sweet songs of the birds, a blessing upon the village forever. Once upon a time, in a village full of vibrant colors, there lived a little boy named Milo. Milo was not like most children. He was an artist, a magician of paints and brushes, always surrounded by a magical rainbow of hues. Everywhere he went, he carried his trusty wooden palette, and his fingertips were forever stained with the colors of the sky, the earth, and the sea. Milo had a unique talent that no one else in the village had. He could paint with a single stroke, and the colors would come alive. If he painted a river, the water would flow and gurgle, shimmering under the golden rays of the sun. If he painted a bird, it would flutter and chirp, filling the air with its sweet melody. The villagers admired Milo's art, and they often gathered around to watch him. One day, a gray fog began to descend upon the colorful village. The once lively flowers drooped, and the bright, cheerful houses seemed to lose their sparkle. No one knew where the fog came from, but it wasn't long before everything vibrant and cheerful was turning dull. The villagers were worried. They tried everything to bring back the colors, but nothing worked. The elders went to Milo and asked for his help. Even though Milo was just a child, he knew that his gift was special enough to make a difference. With a determined heart, Milo sat in the village square and began to paint with a fervor he had never felt before. He painted the sky a bright, cerulean blue and watched as the clouds danced and floated away. He painted the sun's golden rays and felt their warmth. He dipped his brush in the colors of the rainbow and painted all the flowers back to life. One by one, cheerful daisies, blushing roses, and vibrant tulips bloomed again. But the fog, thick and relentless, hung above, refusing to leave. Milo then realized that he needed to paint something more powerful, something magical that could clear away the fog for good. He closed his eyes and imagined a beautiful, giant, glowing phoenix. With quick, confident brushstrokes, Milo brought the creature to life. As soon as the phoenix's vibrant wings took flight, Milo saw it soar towards the sky. It flew higher and higher, its feathers ablaze with colors of hope and courage. The phoenix circled above the village, and with every swoop, the fog began to dissolve. Finally, with a burst of fiery brilliance, the phoenix flapped its wings one last time, and the gloomy fog disappeared completely. The villagers cheered and clapped, their hearts filled with joy and gratitude for Milo's magical artistry. From that day on, Milo's village was never dull again. The story of the boy who painted the world colorful spread far and wide, inspiring others to find the color within their hearts and share it with the world. Milo continued to paint, always inspiring hope.